Live on YouTube.
Yeah.
We are going live in 3, 2, 1.
It's about 70%. Okay, done. Redirecting to YouTube. We are live.
We are live. Good.
Yes, we are
We are
live.
live. Say hi,
Hello,
everyone.
everyone. Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Again, live. All right. So, yes. So, welcome and kudos to you, passionate Toastmasters, because otherwise you wouldn't be here on your Sunday afternoon, learning more about pathways. My favorite subject. I've been a member for 12 years, and pathways just revive me in Toastmasters. I just fell in love with it. So yeah, we have an hour or an hour and a half to talk about this, but I can always talk more because there's so much to share about it. Um, yeah, but Arlan or Robin, you are co-host, right? So you will admit that.
Yeah, ready.
All right. Okay, let's start. I'm going to share the screen and because I'm going to start with the questions that I already have and with the questions that were given to me by Pak Arlan. Then you can ask questions afterwards or yeah, in between. All right. Okay, so let me share first. Where is this thing? I do it here. Oh, okay. This was the first question, right? What is the longest and the shortest time to complete pathways? But let me first correct the question because the question is not about completing pathways because pathways is not a path. Pathways is the learning experience program and a path is like the major in school. Like, so you know that we have 11 paths. Anybody remember? Anybody want to shout it out? What are the paths? Give me one.
Visionary communication.
Okay.
Dynamic leadership.
Okay.
Persuasion.
Influence. Yeah. So
Influence.
three from Elios. Anyone
Yeah,
else?
maybe the other can help.
Leadership
Presentary
development.
mastery.
Presentation mastery.
And then effective coaching.
Yes. All good paths. Those are called paths. Anyone else has a different one that has not been mentioned yet?
Engage humor.
Engage humor. Yeah, that is path number 11, which is the baby path. So not much is known about it yet because we work with 10 to start with. But yeah, that is like the youngest path. And let me add to some of those. I did motivational strategies. Then I did, I'm doing innovative planning and presentation mastery almost finished. So yeah, so there's quite a few already. Now, I would like to ask you, how many projects does a path have? Can anybody answer that? Okay,
40.
if you're not sure, I'm going to answer that for you. All right, so they have, it has about 14 projects or 15 with reflect on the path, right? So I'm going to put that there. So level 1 has how many projects? Does anyone know how many projects in level 1 and how many speeches?
3 projects.
3 projects and how many speeches?
5 speeches.
4 speeches, 1 evaluation.
Perfect. Yeah. So there are 4 speeches there and then 5 evaluation. And then level 2, how many
3 projects?
3 projects, yes. And 3 speeches, right?
Yep.
And then level 3, how many projects?
3 projects.
Okay, consisting of?
1 required project, and then 2 electives.
Yeah, so there are 3 projects there and then also 3 speeches. Sometimes these 3 could, I mean, 1 speech could be 2, like you do the introduction first for 2 to 3 minutes and then you come back once you completed the project for another 5 to 7 minutes. But for this purpose, we just say 3 speeches. And then level 4, how many speeches? Okay, as a rule of thumb, 2 speeches, 1 required and 1 elective. However, so there are 2 projects. However, the speeches could depend on what projects you have. You know, sometimes they are split and you have to do introduce about what you're going to do and then come back when you've done the project. So, but for this purpose, I would also write 2. And then level 5, how many projects? 2. But there is 1 more. Has anyone finished level 5 yet? No? Okay, so it's 2, 1 required, 1 elective, plus 1. Because the last one is to reflect on your path. Unless you reflect on your path, you're not going to complete that level 5. So now if you count, how many projects? So 9 plus 5, so 14 projects. Yeah? Yeah. And of course, you can always do more. Especially, let me just revise this so it looks better like this. So 3 there, and then here 1 plus 1. Yeah. All right, so 14 projects. Now let's have a look at how that project's the longest and the shortest time. So now, can anyone answer? What is the longest time, Parlan? What is the longest time to complete a path?
Yeah, I'm not familiar at all. I refer to this District 4 explanation. It's quite clear, actually.
Sorry, Pa? Sorry?
Yeah, I normally refer to this explanation of pathway from District 4. Very, very clear.
Okay.
But I just don't remember. But
No. Okay, this is very easy,
easy
but
to refer to. You know,
the longest is forever. Longest is forever, but because there is no time. You can stop now and continue in 10 years' time. And so the longest, there is no limit of
So we have
time.
no deadline ya, Miss ya? Kita nggak punya deadline ya?
There's no deadline. You
Oh.
set your own deadline. All right. So
Set
it
So
is
we have our own timeline ya, not deadline.
yeah, your own timeline, not on hopefully you don't do it, you know, you'd finish it before you die. Let's put it, that would be your deadline.
Like in college, right? 4 years normally and more than 4 years.
No
Not
limit.
normally.
They're not going to judge you, they're not going to call you stupid, and they're not going to look down on you if you don't finish your part. A lot of people start and never finished, right? So that means like it could be the longest whenever. And now the shortest. This is probably what you're more interested in knowing, correct? Right? Yeah. So the shortest, we look at these 14 projects and we look at the number of speeches. Yeah, I don't put the speeches for level 5 yet because this could be quite a few. I mean, from 3 to 5. I mean, 3 to 8. Because if you're doing HPL, that's 5 speeches in there by itself, right? So now, if you look at this, later I will show you whether you have HPL or not, and whether HPL your requirement or your elective. So if you look at this, this is 10, 20. Maximum is 20 speeches. Minimum would be 15 speeches. Okay. So now I'm gonna give it back to you. How often do you want to give a speech? Once a week, or right now you can do 5 times a week or 7 times a week, right? Except when you get to level 4 or level 5, you cannot count like that because now you're starting to hit the projects and that may vary in time. So I'm going to show you this one. So this is like the difference between motivational strategies and presentation mastery. Here it's very clear, right? So level 1 is basically about mastering the fundamentals, and it's the same across all paths. And then level 2 is about learning your style. So something that is always there is introduction to Toastmasters mentoring, and then either understanding your communication style or understanding your leadership style. Those two are a staple. And then it vary. You know, the other two is very like active listening. Sometimes it's effective body language. If you look at it, it's actually could come from the electives in level 3. This variety. See, active listening. If you look in here, on the right side, it's an elective presentation mastery, but here this is a required. And then if you look at effective body language, which is required for presentation mastery, it's part of the here, I think. Yeah. Oh, it's not there. But okay. So sometimes it shows up as elective in some of the groups. And then if you look at, so yeah, level 3 is increasing knowledge. So I did motivational strategies, and I love this one, understanding emotional intelligence, because you have to journal for a minimum of 2 weeks about your emotion every day. Anything that disturbs you during the day, to watch what caused it, and how you feel about it, and what is the effect of having that emotion on you and on other people. I was very impressed when I discovered that Toastmasters actually do something like this, right? And this didn't exist in the old program. And then
That's why I love these pathways. The reason I joined Toastmasters.
Yeah, actually, for me, this is a selling. What do you call that? Like an incentive for selling. You know, selling points.
Selling point.
Yeah, I find it very easy to sell. Once I explain, you know, people is like, oh, I don't need it. But, you know, once they hear that, that's what we have, and the paths, the different paths, usually they're very interested.
This is our sales kit, yeah, Miss. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, and you can use this, right? So the understanding, if you understand pathways very well, it's very easy to close the sale, so to speak. So, and then level 4 is about building skills. And for me, that was motivate others. I had to do a project where I have to incorporate a team and then do some work with them, and it has to be a result. So my project was the mentoring the mentors, mentor the mentors project, which went for I think about a month or so. We meet every week. So there is a result every month, and then every week, and then people go out and do some things and then come back and then they share. The purpose was to make to create more mentors, and then to also uplift the quality of the mentors, to standardize the quality, the level of the mentors. So that was my level 4 project, and this would already have like evaluation. I have to give a speech for that, and then also there's a 360 degree evaluation. That means there's quite a long page. So I give it to all the people who joined and ask them to evaluate me. All right. And then the electives, of course, you know, you can choose them from any of this. And usually by level 4, you would need time to finish a project. You cannot just prepare a speech, so to speak. And then level 5 is demonstrating expertise. Yeah. So now, so team building. I can't remember what I did for this one. I can't remember, but it's another group. Maybe an area contest or something like that for the team building. And then for the elective, I chose prepare to speak professionally, because I was just curious how that was done. So if you look at this, tell me, how much time do you imagine that would take?
1 year, 2 year.
1 year, generally, people would say is a nice pace, right? You're not forcing yourself. You know, you can smell the roses and feel the sun on your face and kind of thing. So you don't have to rush it. But you can press it. I mean, if you want to, like, I think I'm up until, so level 1, level 2, you can go fairly quickly. And then level 3, there is already a requirement at least 2 weeks to do the journaling before you can give a speech, or maybe you can do that a bit earlier. So, and then the motivate others, yeah, you have to assemble a team, create some kind of project, and you have to have a finished project to get there, right? And then the level 5, again, it's a little bit longer. And then, of course, there is reflect on your path. So this is actually, yeah, 3 projects. I did it in 3 years because I didn't realize until I finished, and I thought, oh my God, that was 3 years since I started. I started at the very beginning of Pathways, and then I also did, like, presentation mastery in the middle of that. But still, that was with coming to the meetings almost regularly. I think I probably miss, in 3 years, I probably missed, let's say, 10 meetings. So, if you consider 52 weeks divided by 2, so 26. So 26 by 3, it's about, what, 78? I missed 10. So that's about 60 something meetings, right? So I was just, I guess, when I think about it, my God, it's so slow. And I know somebody else who did 5 paths in 3 years. But yeah, it didn't feel like I was slacking. But I probably gave a speech every 2 weeks, or every 2 months or 3 months. Sometimes I give training. So it didn't feel like I was not doing something. But the result is it was 3 years by the time I realized, oh, I'm finishing it. So I finished that one. And then now if you look at presentation mastery, sorry. Let's see. I don't know if I can close this. Sorry, I don't know how to... I don't know how to close this. All right, so look at presentation mastery. Oh, this is, I know what I can do. I can put it there. Yeah. So now you guys are not on the way for me. Yeah, now presentation mastery. This is the trick. When you do one path, sometimes you stumble upon long projects. Anything from 2 weeks, 1 month, or sometimes 6 months. When you do dynamic leadership, I think that's the one that has a 6-month project for level 5, because your requirement project is to volunteer at your favorite nonprofit organization, and Toastmasters doesn't count. So it has to be something else. A lot of people's like, oh, what organization, and then they hem and haws, and before long, a year passed and they haven't started. So that's for you, Elio, since you're doing the dynamic leadership. Just plan it.
Not me. Robin, yeah.
Dynamic leadership? Oh, I thought somebody has a dynamic leadership. Okay.
Robin.
No, Robin has
Not me.
effective coaching and
Oh.
Something else. Presentation?
No. Mine is visionary communication.
Yeah. All right. So we'll have a look later. I will show you guys what awaits you at level 5 for any of your path. All right. So now, when that happens, when you have something that needs a long time to do and only one speech, so that means like you got nothing to do, right? And that's where the second path comes in. All right. And I always suggest presentation mastery, because this is just pure talking, and you can finish in less than 6 months, even 3 months. You could literally do 3 months to finish presentation mastery if you are consistent, giving speech after speech after speech. So this is presentation mastery is the one that I always recommend people to team your other path with when you start slowing down. Because once you get level 3, level 4, now you need to do more things. And yeah, either you don't do it or you're taking your time, and then it feels like you're not giving speeches. And if you really don't give speeches, you are going to become a bit cold, like, not as comfortable, not as confident. So that's why presentation mastery it's primarily the core competence that is taught in presentation mastery is public speaking, right? So it's a short one and a quick one. All right, you have any questions so far? That was just from the first question. If not, then I'm going to move forward.
I have a question.
Yes, Robin,
if
please.
let's say like right now I'm doing my HPL, but I'm stuck also. Like I need to do my second path. How many paths can you take at the same time?
As many as you want. You can
Okay.
buy, right? You can buy, but not necessarily working on it.
All right.
Yeah, you can, but I would not. I think 2 is good, and 3 is starting to stretch it, because then you get to all over the place. You know, you get stretch out, and you cannot longer focus. And if you cannot focus, then you cannot really appreciate the learnings or the competences that you're getting from that one particular path. That's my suggestion.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Any other question? If not, I'm going.
You you mentioned 5 pathways in 3 years.
That's me.
Wow.
One and a half
Correct.
paths. 1.5 paths. No, not pathways, paths. I did 1.5 paths in 3 years.
Wow. Congratulations.
I didn't realize, like, suddenly I just, oh my God, it's been 3 years. I surprised myself, because it didn't feel like I was not doing anything. You know, I'm always coming to meetings, I'm always taking roles, I'm always doing something. But apparently I was not planning my path very well. So I didn't have like an end goal, when it's going to be done. So whenever, you know, so that's what happened. Right. So for my second path, I'm finishing it quickly. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to start a new path, and I will start having goals and planning it more diligently, I would say. Yes. Any other question? Denny? No?
Yes. So 5. So how long usually if we do in one pathway? People usually do for one pathway.
It is recommended like 1 year.
Okay.
Yeah. Because to become a DTM, you need to do 2 paths. Right? And
Right.
then to become a DTM, also you need to be a district leader or being a club sponsor. All those take time. So if you could do 2 years, then that is already quite, yeah, I mean, it's a good pace, I would say. 1 path a year is a good pace. And then if you're more ambitious, you can do 6 months for a path. But plan it. You need to plan it. That's why you need to know from level 1 to level 5 what is involved in your path. Then you can plan. Right? For example, if you look at motivational strategies here, or yeah, I got something else with HBL. All right, so you look at the team building. Team building could take 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. And then the elective, you need to choose one. If you want to lead in your volunteer organization, then it could take 6 months. And you can, I would recommend that you read the project and then start it even when you're doing level 1. And the same with high performance leadership.
Okay. So we open all the level first when we get the pathway, because I just open when I want to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, study it and prepare it. Yeah, so that you know what is ahead of you, and not, I mean, this is what I did also when I did my first pathways, I mean, DTM, when 8 years ago. I was, okay, I'll do this, and then I'll do that, right? And then once I finished all the requirements before the HPL, I did the HPL. Oh, then I still have to have another 3 months or 4 months. Whereas I could have started even from level 1 to start my HPL project and do a 1 year or 2 year project.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And for example, right now, I'm working on my second DTM, and I'm choosing HPL. I don't even know where I'm going to fit it, but I have this project about building the Bahasa clubs, and I want to build 3 clubs, one in each area. So I think my HPL project could last for 1 year, or it could finish in three months if 3 clubs are chartered. Yeah, you understand that? I mean, yeah, because I'm trying to finish my presentation mastery.
Okay.
And I can choose to do high performance leadership, or I can choose something else. And then I keep the high performance leadership project for another path. I could do that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we have more things coming up, and then maybe some of your questions would be answered by that. Okay. So this is the second question that was given to me. So any deadline on the projects? I think we already addressed this, right? There is no deadline. Everything is self-paced, and you need to be self-motivated. Okay. I can move on? Yeah? All right. So I'm sorry, I cannot read the chat right now, but I'll take time to read it after I finish this. But if you want to ask me something that pertain to whatever I'm speaking right now, just raise your hand. It's easier for me to read it like that. I think so. Yeah. Okay. The next question is, any HPL required? At which level? 6 or 12 months period? Okay, this is probably a question that comes from people who've started their Toastmasters with the old program. Am I correct? Yep, Arlan, or who else is from the old program? Yes,
I don't know who raised this question.
Yeah.
I didn't raise this question.
Okay, so this is the question that came to me from that you sent. Maybe somebody else gave it to you. Actually, the ones on pathways are probably not very familiar with HPL. The ones that are only thinking about HPL are the ones from the old educational program, because once you finish everything else, you have to do HPL without exception. So they're concerned about that, right? Concerned about HPL. That was in the old program, where in pathways, HPL is one of the requirements, or no, one of the electives even, unless that was a required. So I checked, I think there's about 3 or 4 paths that require HPL, and the rest of the paths, HPL is an elective. Okay, and then at which level? It's level 5. 6 or 12 months period, depending on what project you want to do. So HPL, I mean, we throw this term around, but what it really means is it is the acronym for, what do you call? Singkatan.
High performance leadership.
Yes, it's high
Initial.
Initial. This is the initials standing for high performance leadership. I love this project because like imagine you've created a business, right? You just have this idea and you just do it. But then when you do HPL, you can actually plan it step by step, and then have a guidance committee along the way, and you can pivot, you can adjust along the way according to the steps. And when I did my first HPL, I was doing it for the district conference, so an international conference with between 250 or 300 people that came from all over the world, or mostly from District 87. But then we have speakers from America and all that. So that in total, I could say that took 12 months from the time I started planning it. But the event itself, the load of the work was probably about 2 or 3 months, right? And when I did that, I had 2 of my Toastmasters friends who were not higher in level than me, or even as same. They're probably at that time, yeah, maybe they've done 10 or speeches or 20 speeches, but they are businessmen, very successful businessmen. And we were doing that, and we're seeing it like, wow, this is such a great thing, because you have to assess yourself, measure yourself. And then they both said, if I had known this, I would do this before I start a new business. So HPL can be used to create, if you want to do like a business project, or you could do a like, I know Ibu Min did her project on area contest. So she planned it like I guess a few months. So she yeah, really make it a great contest. And I have one person who I was the guidance committee for, and he was only done like 7 projects at that time, speeches, but he wanted to do a project in Papua. He wanted to do this project in a remote area where people don't don't know how to speak English, didn't know how to speak English, but they have tourists. So he said, how can we make these people learn English without the usual, classroom or teachers or courses? So he designed a program where people who come, like foreigners who come, they have to fill out a form, and they have to read a booklet where they need to ask the the villagers certain questions and then help them. So that's how he helped teach the the residents, the native residents, English. And he himself, of course, an English teacher. So he's living in Bali, but he did that project in Papua. So he did that all in before he went there. He planned the project, and then he get that done. And then when he finished with the project, then there's a certain result that could be measured. Then that's where he completed his HPL. So it's very interesting. You could do anything, right? So yes, I don't know why I said yes or no. Level. Is any HPL required? So the answer is, can anybody answer yes or no?
Yes.
What do you think? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, for some projects. It's not for all, for some paths, sorry. Yes, for some paths, but not for every paths. And then if your path requires HPL, then you will have to do it. All right, so let's look at the next one. So and then the level 5, time requirement depends on what projects you do. So this is the project description of high performance leadership. The focus of this project is to design and complete a project with well-defined goals, lead a team, and be accountable to a guidance committee. So that means you have to choose your guidance committee from 2 or 3, or I mean, I have 4 right now. And you meet like 5 times, and also you have to give a speech after every time you meet, and starting with your vision. So you present your vision to your committee, and then they will ask you hard questions and makes you think and makes you look at the viability or the the worthiness of the project. So it's very helpful. I really like it. And then yes, and after that you give a speech in your club saying, I have a project that I'm going to do this. This is my goal, or this is my vision, and this is my plan. Something like that. Yeah, so this project includes selecting, leading, and completing a project with a team, forming and meeting with guidance committee at least 5 times. Yeah, meeting agenda, project plan overview. And then you also have to have a budget. You have to have a team that you incorporate into the project, and you have to how would I say, like inspire them with your vision. Because I mean, your team members and your guidance committee are not paid, right? You have to get them to want to support your vision and own that vision themselves also. Yeah, it's very exciting. I love it. And just do one. for the sake of it, if you wanted to do anything, like you want to start something. So now I'm choosing effective coaching here just to for an example. Here it says the path culminates in a high performance leadership project of your design. So that means this would be a requirement for effective coaching. Yeah. So you can see now the electives become something else, but the high performance leadership is required. Okay. All right. Any question up to this one?
Yes, I have a question regarding the HPL. You mentioned about the guidance committee. You had two Toastmasters, but they are both businessmen. So I want to know how many people can you put in your guidance committee, and then who should you have in your guidance committee?
Okay, thank you, Robin. That is an excellent question. How many? Minimum two. But I like a little bit more because then I have more input, right? And then how do you choose them? First, people that you have good enough chemistry with, because you're gonna go for a long session. You have to meet with them, and when you meet, you want to meet with all of them, right? So try to get 4 people together or 3 people together. So if they're flaky, they're not very reliable, you're gonna be having difficulty because then they could hold you back, right? And then for me, I choose from what I want to have from them. Okay, let me just share with you my current HPL. I have 4 people, and I one of them is what's it, like, club growth director, because my project is about building clubs, so he has experience with that. And then also he has been in Indonesian club, like the Bahasa club. So I want that, right? So it's not just any DTM, but or anyone, but like that combination. And also he has interest for me, like in building more clubs. So he would have more like more excitement and more vested interest in being my guidance committee. And then I have Pipit. Pipit is from Surabaya, and she's like a mover. She's always thinking about building clubs. She has initiated a lot of clubs, and she always have great ideas, right? So I like her, and so I put her in with me. I would have put Pa Arlan, but like it's just too many people, and I will do that for something else. And then I have 2 more people who are not even DTMs. Those 2 are DTMs. The first 2 are DTMs. The 2 other one is a guy from who's always done like the Bahasa Club, and I've had very good rapport with him. We communicate very well, and he always give me ideas. Always like yeah, and he's very humble. So I love working with him because he wants to learn, and I think this is also going to help him to become a DTM if he wants to. And then the other one is Ayu, that everybody know, right? Everybody knows Ayu. Okay, she has passion, and she knows even more than I do now, because she goes to all different clubs, and she is like an amazing resource for me. So that's how I choose my team. Somebody was asking, well, here are the list of DTMs. I said, no, I'm not interested in just DTMs. I'm interested in depth, in breadth, and in their passion, right? So that's where I'm at with that. And they give me like amazing ideas for now. And actually, now there's an idea to split my project into 2 HPL projects, because we want to chronicle the process of creating clubs, the challenges of it, and how we do that. And I mean, there if you look, there's a book from Toastmasters International, how to build a club, but that's just theory. We want to look at what is really going on, like how is it hard, and how do we solve it. So we're going to split that my project into somebody else who want to do an HPL project along that line, but they would be actually writing the book part. writing the process and writing the system. So we haven't announced it. We haven't, found another person, but that person could be, we could have the same guidance committee. We could work on the same project, but just split the project two ways, or, there might be even three ways now that we start thinking about it. So that came from my guidance committee idea from Pipit, actually. So I said, wow, I would not have thought about it, but wouldn't that be so great if people can learn what is the challenges of creating a club, and and we're going to do three clubs, so it's not just like one, right? Does that answer your question, Robin?
Yes, definitely. So it means that you don't have to have a guidance committee based on your club itself, not like
Oh,
your senior members. So you can be anywhere around the world
yeah,
to be in your guidance committee, but they have to meet at the same time to guide you. Is that
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, okay. It's good to know. It's good to know, so that I can have you in my guidance committee one day, maybe. I don't know.
We were talking about
Yeah.
it. Is that like, somebody is going to be a favorite guidance committee that everybody wants to have them in their committee. Okay, I tell you, like, I have four, right? I mean, at that time, two could not meet, but it was my fault because I made the announcement like 2 days before, and they already had other projects, but they commit, so I recorded it, and then also I show my whole plan. So if you do that, it's like about 18 pages. That you had to fill out what your vision is, what your plans is, like what you have done and your resources. It's quite a project. So, but I trust them that they would follow up and look at the plan and then listen to the recording. Yeah, but that's something you have to be able to trust, that you can trust. Some people I would not trust. Right? So this is why you choose the guidance committee that is responsible and reliable. Right? Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're
One more thing. Can your because in HBL you have to form a team. So can you take one of your people in your guidance committee to be part of your team?
You can, but it's good. It's gonna give them a lot of work. I mean, there's so many other
Okay.
people. Yeah. And I already make a list of who are going to be in my team and what their job description is, and I'm going to expand. So I have some people that I already chosen and already agreed, and there are a few more people for the team that I'm hoping to get, and one of them is Pak Arlan, who I wanted to be in my team. Yeah, Pak, yeah. So
I'll
but
do
I
my
haven't talked
best.
that. Huh? What'd you say?
I'll do my best.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, maybe more like an advisor or something like that. So my project hinges on the event tomorrow, Robin. I don't know if you know, but there's going to be the Bahasa,
Yeah,
yeah, a
in
day of
Bali.
a
Yeah.
Bahasa club. Not just that, but like it is to introduce Toastmasters to the Indonesians, because until now it had been limited to only the English speakers, to the majority of it. Out of 72 clubs, I think we have only seven the Bahasa club. So I want to kind of yeah, give them a chance, and yeah, so something like that. All right.
That's good. Thank you.
All right. So next, mentorship. Wow, how much time do we have? Because this is going to be a bit long. Um, okay, let's just try. Let's see how far we can go with this, because this is quite in depth. All right. Let me just first start with Robin. How long have you been a member, Robin?
1 year?
Oh, so you don't know about the old program. So the only
No.
ones who know the old program would be Pa Arlan, Supchan, and who else? Hendra? Penny?
And I just joined only this month.
Okay. So just Supchan and Pa Arlan, right? So in
Yes.
old Toastmasters program, Toastmasters mentoring is part of the leadership track. And basically it's one project. So you have to mentor somebody, So out of 10 projects, you have one project that is about mentoring. You have to mentor one person, and you probably have about 2-3 pages explanation about that. And most people take mentoring as speech mentoring. Whereas to me, mentoring is so much more than that. So now, if you look at Pathways Mentor Program, this is completely different and completely new. And it's very, very exciting. Okay, let me just show you a little bit. So it consists of 4 projects, right? The first one is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring, which is a required level 2 project. Project level 2, project 3. Most of you already know, right? Robin definitely knows. I don't know if Elios is there yet.
Still in level 1. I'm
You're
still
still in
learning.
level 1. That's
Yeah.
right. You've only been a member for a month or so. So this would be a requirement of level 3. I mean, level 2. Right? Okay, so this is just talking about your experience being mentored, more or less. How was it like, you know, your relationship with your mentor, what you get out of it, blah, blah, blah. And then once you finish level 2, now you have an optional program that is not included in the path, and you can take it or leave it. And very, very few people are actually taking it because they said, oh, you know, it's not my path. I don't need to do that. And you have to choose to open the the Pathways Mentor Program. What do you call that? Curriculum. Now, that is the first one is a level 3 project. Prepare to Mentor. Prepare to Mentor is more about self-assessment, about how you are as a mentor. And it's like your readiness. And for me, this was very, very humbling because by the time I did that project, I was already at least 10 years a Toastmaster. And I always took mentoring for granted. I'm more senior, so I'm a mentor. And then when I read that, it asked, like, can you let your mentee shine? That's the question that you have to answer. Are you willing not to take credits for your protege's success? And I thought, wow, I never thought of that. And I kind of like wanted to take credit, right? If you're a protege is successful, you kind of want to say, you know, he's my protege, something like that. So I need to really dial it down and learn to be humble to become a mentor. So for me, that was just very, very, very special and very, yeah, thinking about or looking at mentoring very seriously. It's not just on the fly or just because you've been a member longer or you're more senior that you can be a mentor. So yeah, just level that one is actually not even, you don't even have to give a speech. You just have to assess yourself as honestly as you can and measure your readiness to mentor. Can you sit behind, you know, can you let the other person shine and know when to nudge, when to let go, like, you know, let them come up with their own initiatives and not telling them what to do, you know, all those things. So I find it's extremely beautiful. So once you've done that, then you go to the next one, which is mentoring. And this is level 4. This one invites you or teaches you to do short-term mentoring. Short-term mentoring, basically to mentor for about a month or one level. Like, you know, the speeches in the projects in level 1. And that's it for the short-term mentoring and also for the speech mentoring. Because speech mentoring is not to be forever. You're supposed to teach them how to be able to structure your speech, to understand how it goes, the opening, body, and the closing, and then develop that, and not always depending on the mentor to read, proofread, or edit your speeches. And this is a lot of mentors don't quite understand yet. They think that they have to okay, give me your speech. And that is mentoring. No, that is not mentoring. You will be successful mentor if after 3 speech mentoring, they're able to do it themselves. And the goal of a speech mentoring is not to make your protege become the best speaker all the time, right? So I just want to clarify that, because sometimes a new member comes and they say, "Oh, that's a great speaker. I want to be like that. So I want to have them as a mentor." Yeah, because they only think about speeches. But mentoring, there's so much more to that. Okay, so this is the long term, short term mentoring, and then the last one is an advanced mentoring. This goes for 6 months, and I'll show you a little bit. There's like success plan. So the mentor, I mean the protege needs to fill out. Let me just switch that a little bit first. So these are, when you first have a mentor, this is what you need to give to your mentees. Protege self-assessment, right? So this is what they want, and this is like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is number 5. See, okay, let me just read that. List long-term goals you hope your mentor will help you achieve. List short-term goals you hope your mentor will help you achieve. And then what expertise does you want your ideal mentor to have? You can wish, right? I mean, you may not get it because it depends on the body of the membership. You may not find the mentor that has like that, but that's why it says your ideal qualities or expertise. And then what are your expectations of your interaction with your mentor? So you have to think about it. Like, yeah, I want my mentor to be firm but gentle with me. This is something that you need to communicate. Otherwise, you could have an idea how a mentor should be, and then you get upset when you're not getting it without communicating it first. Right? Oh, my mentor is mean, or my mentor is no good because they don't do this and this and this. Well, duh, you never communicated it. How would you know? How would she know, or how would he know? Right? So by writing it down, then when you're going to sit with your mentor and share this together. Right? And then this one is also, I think, is very, very important. List the boundaries your mentor needs to know, such as methods of communication, amount of time for meeting, time of the day for contact, so that we share each other's boundaries. I, as a mentee, so I would listen to that. Okay, all right. So we agree on when to contact each other, and also as a mentor, I also have my own boundaries. Like, I like to use WhatsApp instead of email, and I don't want to be contacted after 9 o'clock at night. And if you want to cancel, you have to cancel beforehand and not on the day. Things like that. Yeah, so if it's very clear like that, it's like, it makes it easy. There is no false expectation. There is no unnecessary disappointments or conflicts. And I said also, I like to communicate very directly and very clearly. You have a problem with me, you talk about it right now, and things like that. Yeah. So as do it as clear as you can. So this is like what we would do in the first meeting. And this is, they also need to show this, but this probably could, take a little bit longer to, sorry. Yeah, so this is the protege success plan. So they have to keep this so that they know where they want to go, and then share it with their mentor. Long-term goals. So you can take it from here and bring it here. And then the time frame. How long would that be? And the same with medium, and then short-term goals. This helps them, the protege, to be clear about themselves. I have a protege who said, like, I really don't know. I said, okay, if that's truly where you don't know, you'll find it along the way. So now he knows, right? But when he started, like about 6 months or 8 months ago, he honestly didn't know what to fill in there, right? And that's fine. So you work through that. So now coming back to here, so advanced mentoring is the 6 months and looking more into the long-term goals. And it could be any goal. It doesn't have to be just Toastmasters goal. In fact, I think it's better if you put your life goal, and then the mentor can help you see what can you do with Toastmasters to help you achieve those life goals, those personal goals, right? And then, so this is level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. This would take the whole mentoring might take about 8 months to 1 year, sometimes more. And after the 6 months is done, you would evaluate each other, and then the mentor can close the book, and report that and submit it as a part or as a program. So hold on, where are we? So this is, yeah, we look at that. Here. So I think I missed it. It should have been there. So this is also what we need to check. Monthly goal check. This is filled out by the mentor. So we kind of like need to journal, right? This is like our journal. And then the communication tracking log, like when did we speak? What did we talk about? Action items and notes. And then we also have an evaluation. So protege evaluating the mentor evaluating the protege. So it's quite a comprehensive program, and it has its own badge. Like, for each path you have a badge, but this one also has a badge. I should have put the badge there. The badge is you become a designated pathways mentor. And not everybody can say that. You have to do all these things to become a pathways mentor. You have a badge, and you also have to finish one path to get that badge. So finish this program plus one path, then you get the badge. See, like I think I'm already finished with my mentor program a while ago, but I just recently finished my path. So now I can submit that to get the award to be a pathways mentor, official pathways mentor. Yeah, so I would like to encourage you, to implore you, do this, because you learn so much about yourself. You learn to mentor in a systematic and holistic way, and not just by your own idea what mentoring should be. Not just like how do you say, demonstrating or role playing, or no role what do you call that, role modeling, but actually there is a step, and anybody could be a mentor if you think about it, right? Any question for mentoring so far?
Thank you for answering the question. That's for me.
Yeah, remember.
Yeah.
Question.
Some of the question is from me. Thank you for the insights, Miss.
No worries, no worries. Yeah. One more thing about the mentoring in Bal, and because if you look at it, it's from level 2 to level 5, right? So that means like if somebody has not finished level 5, can they be a mentor? This is a big question mark, right? Because not everybody going to be able to be mentor. You're going to have a shortage of real mentor. So what we did in Bali, and we've done it twice. The first one was the one that I did as a motivate others project, is I teach all of this to anybody at any level. So that let's say, like if you have only a few members in your club, you may need to, use the like as soon as the as the member reaches a higher level, and then you have a new member, you may need to have that mentor already that member becomes a mentor, right? So if you're level 2, you can mentor somebody in level 1, or even if you're in project 3, you can mentor somebody in level 1. Sometimes that is the necessity of the club, right? Because you just have the limitation. Otherwise, you will not have a real mentor. So what I did to speed that up a little bit is to teach a group of people, their their senior members, their new members, and teach them these steps. So that's why there are 4 weeks usually, four sessions. First, we talk about introduction to Toastmasters mentoring, or and then we do to get to understand. So what I did was, in a group, I would have a buddy system. So each person would have a partner, and they would mentor each other using this process. So they share about their experience about being mentored, and then they do self-assessments about their own readiness, how to mentor, and then share it with each other, right? And they talk about it. So they do that, within a week, and then they meet on their own, and they talk about it, and then they come back, and then they share, this is what I discovered, this is what I experienced, blah, blah, blah. And then the next session, they learn to do the speech mentoring. And I actually have a steps, clear steps to do, simple but basic, but that's all you really need just to be able to get somebody to speak with structure and all that. So they would, that couple, that pair, they would go out, and then they prepare their own speech, and then they mentor each other for the other speech. Right? So they both learn, and then they both come back, so when we, in a group, everybody shared what each one did. What did they learn from each other, and what was the experience, and what was difficulty? What's the difficulty? Right? It could be scheduling. It could be somebody not showing up. It could be they don't really understand how to do that. But by having the group, then we learn what is really going on, what is the challenges. And at that point, I asked them also, then the week after that, I asked them to mentor for real somebody in the club. So they can implement, they can practice what they learn with their partner first. Right? Also like, those protege assessments and then success plan, they also have to do that in their first meeting. So they share that. And then they can discuss how, give each other input on how to achieve that. And then, the advanced mentoring, basically we just put everything together, because then they can continue. Some people decide to continue with their partner in the mentoring group, and also mentoring a member outside the group. Right? So it goes along the way. Right? And the result had been amazing, because they learned so much. They didn't realize this was mentoring all about. So of course I share all these manuals.
So we can get a mentor outside of our club, yeah, Miss? Home club.
Nowadays, yeah.
Oh, so not only based on our home club, yeah?
Let's put it this way. So Magical-Bali has about 26 members, right? And they all had gone through the mentoring system. Some, not everybody went to this process, but close enough. But the minute the member joins, then the VPE will check who can mentor, and who has how many proteges, and then also look at the application. Our membership application form is very comprehensive. It asks what's their interest. It's asked, like what their goals are. So the VPE can read all that as well, and then see who is the best person for this new member, right? So actually, I don't know if
this is very different from the old system.
Yeah,
The old system is very simple. I think not much elaborated like this.
I know.
Alan is our VPE.
Yeah.
Alan should learn about this.
I will share all our resources with you, so you can
please.
Have a look at that.
Yes, please do.
Please do share to
I think we need to,
because from the membership application, we already asked quite a lot of questions. What their interest, but also what skills do they want to contribute? Like,
it's
are
like
they interested in helping the club, wanting to be a leader, or just a speaker, or interest inside the club, outside the club. So we kind of have like a data about that.
It's like job interview, ya, Miss, ya?
Yeah, but just a
So
form.
we get the best qualification, ya?
Yeah, something like that. And,
Wow.
and mind you, I don't. Some mentees don't finish. Either they don't feel like they're getting something, or they want to focus on speaking. So they're, yeah. So like I mentor in a certain way. I mentor very comprehensively, and but I want to go deep.
I love the detailed and the elaborated this kind of system, yeah. Very nice to have.
Yeah, because you just follow the guidelines, right? Look, okay, what do I have to do first, and then what do I have to do second, right? So it's so beautiful, but so many people don't appreciate that. And anyway, so yeah, in Magical-Bali, let me just finish with that train of thought. It's already a system, so nobody doesn't have a mentor. I mean, whether they want to be mentored or not, that is their choice. Like, okay, this is your mentor, and then they decide not to contact the mentor. They just do things their own way, and all right, that's fine. But you would not have a mentor, right? So, and because we are quite organized and systemized, and also more advanced in our system about mentoring, we also welcome people from other clubs. If they want to be mentored by us, they can ask, right? So something like that. But now with the online, I think you can be mentoring just everywhere. So the first mentoring group that I did, it was the excos from the Magical-Bali and from Bali Toastmasters Club. So there were about 11 people, who were that. And then they also already got something, but I don't know who continues. I probably should have mentored that. And then the second one was done, I think, about in maybe from March to May or April to May. So after COVID. So we have even two people from Kuching. Somehow they heard about it, and then they decided to join. I said, okay, let's just do that. It's not a problem, because now you can, and we also have people from Surabaya. Quite a few people from Surabaya joined, and Malang as well. Yeah. So I mean, I would love to have that happen again, or anybody from that group to do it. So for others, it could be something that keeps going on, because the purpose is to create more mentors, quality mentors, right? Okay, so that's about mentoring. It's a very long question to a very short answer. So
Lucky we asked the questions.
This is another topic that I'm very passionate about. So do member chooses the mentor? Is the mentor assigned to them by whom?
By VPE or EXCO?
VPE, by VPE. So VPE has the responsibility to, so this is how our membership system comes. We have a form, it has a price, and it has all the explanation. If you join this month, how much you have to pay and all that. And then they can either pay by PayPal or they can transfer. It's quite sophisticated in that way. And there's a lot of questions. And then all the excos receive, when somebody submits their application, then all excos receive it, so they can read it. But the ones who really need to read it are the VPM and the VPE. President is good, and I always love to read it, because I'm a treasurer in the club, because I want to know who is this member. And so of course, I deal with the money part of it as well. So
sorry
Pat, what?
sorry to interrupt. Who prepared the questions?
Me.
Oh, that's good.
I just have to do it once, and then once, and then we make everything a system. We make everything in forms. So what I do, how I create it, I mean, you're welcome to copy it exactly, or I can even give you the form and then just change everything, and then you can just hold it. And so every time a member joins in your club, I can change the name and like the club data. And then whenever a member joins, then you can tell me who should receive. this application, and there's also a PDF of all their data. So it's very easy to compile. So this is what goes into the planning and how would this work, you know? So now I don't have to worry about it because it's already, you know, taken care of by the VPE, VPM,
Excellent. Excellent.
and now they even have like onboarding. So
Wow.
after they join, the VPE and the VPM will actually talk to the new member first, onboard them, and talk to them a little bit about pathways before the before the mentor is assigned to. Yeah, so that's how we do that, and that's how I mentor. I mean, actually, I have somebody here who is my new protege, Ping. Hi, Ping. Can you hear me? Hi, Ping.
Yes,
Um,
yes, can hear.
yeah. Would you guys like to hear a little bit how it is from Ping's side? Yeah.
Yes, please, Ping. Come on, share it to
Would you like
us.
to share, Ping, just a little bit, you know, like what has, you know, you've been a member for about a week now, I think. And
Oh,
what happens?
very new.
Yeah, very, very new. So I initially I joined as a visitor, and then after that, when I look at the structure and everything, I felt like beyond my wildest expectations. So when I joined in, so there's a question to ask about mentoring, right? So they said that the VPE will assign you a mentor, right? So I wrote that on during the application for. I said I don't know who is the list of the mentors because I don't know who are who, right? In the mentorship. I said, however, if I were allowed to choose, I'll choose Miranda. So I just wrote that.
Ah,
Otherwise, it's okay, and anybody is fine. But I would love to choose to work with Miranda. That's what I wrote. And then a little bit later, the VPE contacted me and said, okay, Miranda, look at the application, and Miranda said yes. And then we meet, and then it was amazing. So we had our first ever session 2 days ago, and we had a long talk, and it started with being like, how will Toastmaster help you, and what is expected, just like the questions that you saw earlier. And then we started to talk more about expectations, about yourself, about life, and I get a biggest revelation, and it was amazing. It's just the first session, so I'm very, very excited for what's next to come. So thank you so much,
Fantastic.
Miranda.
thank
Fantastic.
you. Thank you. Well,
Thanks for sharing, yeah, Ping Hendra.
Thank you.
yeah, and Ping is also very ready, you know, like, I mean, he says in his writing, so when the student is ready, the master appears or something like that. But he's like, you know, he's very aware, he wants to get a lot out of Toastmasters. So for me, I love that. Maybe not all mentors are like that, but you know, like, he's like, wow, I'm excited when my protege is excited. So kind of like, I feel it was a good match. Right. Okay. So now you see from both sides, right? Because Aji called me and said, well, he didn't actually, you know, at that time he said he didn't say that you wanted me, but he said it seems like you're the best person for Ping or something like that. I said okay, and then so we did it, right? Okay, so that was the question on mentorship. Any other question? That's a long, long answer. I hope that helps. I think this may be the last question. Oh, here. Okay. Are meeting roles counted like in the old system? So this is also probably from the member who start with the old program. The answer is yes and no. Okay. In the old program, you have one manual for the leadership track with 10 projects. So each project would be assigned for, like, for example, active listening or effective listening, analytical thinking, motivating, teamwork, time management. So there are like 10 subjects, right? And then for each of the subject, there would be meeting roles associated with that. For example, analytical thinking. That would comprise a role of the roles of evaluator, of the Toastmasters of the meeting, table topics master, general evaluator, and then even mentoring, I think, so there are 5 that you can do. And out of those, you have to do a total of, I think, 24 or 26 roles before you consider it finished, or before you get the degree called competent leader. You have to finish like 24 roles. In the pathways, we don't do it like that. So the only one that may show up is active listening. And even that is not, where is it? Is not always a requirement. But if you look at active listening project, this is probably one of the only projects that doesn't require a speech. It requires you to be a table topics master. And then you have to demonstrate your listening skill. So here, like at the club meeting, fulfill the role of topics master. As topics master, comment on each speaker's table topic speech to demonstrate your active listening skills. For example, you might say, thank you. That was a compelling opinion on the benefits of gardening. I understand you feel strongly that everyone needs to spend some time doing something they love. Yeah, so, and I can give you a tip for this project. Always look for the feelings and the needs or the wants or the wishes of the person. If you can mention that, if you can guess that, you would be listening already. So that's it. That's the one that is the only one required. But if you look at your curriculum, there is kind of like a checkbox. Have you done Toastmaster of the meeting? Have you been an evaluator? Have you done table topics master? Just one of each part, not a whole lot. And sometimes you don't even do it. Like sometimes you don't even check the box, and it doesn't have. Oops, siapa nih? Sometimes it doesn't even have any relevance to the completion of the path. Right? So you don't have to do anything, but it would be a natural thing to do. That in your club, your VPE, they will ask, okay, who has done this, who has done that, and you will automatically roll. In Magical-Bali, we try to keep the quality high, so we don't give a Toastmaster of the meeting role to somebody who's new. And the evaluator, the evaluator is another one that is kind of mandatory, because you have to do it in project 2C. Like level 1, 2C is about evaluating. So you have to do that. Yeah. So we have kind of like a guideline. To be an evaluator, you have to do those, like 2C. You have to finish that. And then any role, the role that anybody can do from the very beginning is a ballot counter, timer. And then hopefully they've been in a meeting like once or twice before they become a counter, and then, grammarian. And by the time they do Toastmaster of the meeting, we have a requirement that they have done level 2, have completed level 2 at least, right? And we can do that because we have a lot of members. So, and then, the VPE would review who are eligible to be Toastmaster of the meeting. So not just who can do it. But in other clubs, it may still be like that because they may not have as many members. And so we keep counting. So now probably we have about 12 or something like that members who are ready to be Toastmaster of the meeting. And then if they've done Toastmaster of the meeting, then they're also eligible to be a general evaluator. So we don't mix things around like that. And table topics master, that would be at least level 2 when they do that. So like that, we maintain the quality. And then now with the COVID-19, it's being made even easier because we can train at any time. So our VPE actually trains any first-time role taker before every meeting. So before every meeting, he knows who is doing this for the first time, whether it's grammarian, whether it's a Toastmaster of the meeting, whether it's a timer. Then they are trained. So they have some familiarity. And we didn't used to do this, but now everything's being trained. If you know, Magical-Bali has so many internal trainings that Danny probably can share a little bit, right? Dan, are you still
Yes,
there? Yeah.
yes. Actually, we have trained people. So before like TTT, Table Topic Tuesday, we have in the Sunday we have training for them to have experience how to do that, and also we tell about the problem and how they solve that. So we take a role as the people that make problem. So we see how they do handle that, and then that's how we do. And yeah, it's already just run for several months.
Yeah. Well, Danny, I mean, I didn't even know that you guys make it like really difficult for them, challenging. So they do a simulation, and
Yes.
yeah, and then also the other ones like SAA and also the
Yeah,
system. You see when you register in our club, right? You register and then you get a link and then you get a reminder email and then you get a thank you email. That's now is Danny's work, but he was
yeah,
trained before that, and I'm sure Danny can train anyone right now to do that whole.
yeah. I also being trained actually before that. So yeah, so we have trained before we do something. We always have training to
Yeah,
prepare that.
yeah, yeah. It's a wonderful system, and everybody just think, okay, I think we need to have a training like that, and just went and then create a few people that they feel like they want to share and make sure that everybody does their roles well. Yeah. So if I don't know, Danny, how you feel, but if any of you guys want some training or some tips about the technical part, about the trainings that are done, or you can contact Danny or contact Aji from the VPE. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, Bhavesh, our president, is also into trainings. Melita,
yeah,
right? Yeah. So we have a lot of trainers for that, and it always keeps like improving and getting better. All right. So, but I hope that is answering your question. Our meeting was counted like in the old system. Any question? I mean, I just would like to finish this additional information, but I will give it to you. Yeah, and then you can ask more questions after that. Okay, this is a past and project summary. This was from 2017 that I received as a pathways guide. Like this, you can see what is required on your level 1. And yeah, as you can see, level 1, everything is the same. And level 2 now is starting to be different. Right? This is level 1 and level 2. And then this is level 3. I'm not sure if it's clear enough, but it would say on top, it says required. So if it's dynamic leadership or was it your visionary communication. So your level 3 requirement would be develop a communication plan. And then your elective, a choice of 2, any of this. This one in kind of like cream, it actually belongs to, was it strategic relationship? I don't know, maybe that's why I didn't put it. Yeah, so you take 2 of this, and then this is for level 4. You can see what are the required, and then what are the, you have to take 2 of. And then this is level 5. Again, the required one, and then reflect on your path. Everybody has to do. And then the third one is one of the other ones. Would that be useful to have that? Yeah, it's easy to see. And it's also very helpful if you want to help your um, protege or new members or even prospects. I use this for prospects so I can show them. I actually have this laminated in the club. So if people were asking, I just show them. This is what you're going to learn if you take this path. And usually people get excited about that. And then this is a navigator. I have this as PDF, but it also available in Pathways. It is a very good handbook to read. And for Pak Adlan in particular, or for Subchan, this has the comparison between the old and the new. It explains how the DCP works from the old one, and then from DCP is not valid anymore because the DCP basically you can only do pathways, so there is no option. Pathways. All right. So but it gives you an understanding what is different from the old ways and then pathways.
So from your prospection, Miss, which one do you choose better, the old ways or the pathways?
Pathways.
Pathways, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like the old in the old system there is what is called basic what's it called?
CCCL.
CCCL. So you've been a little bit, right? So you know a little bit, Theo. That 10 basic speeches, basic projects from CC is already in pathways at different points, right? But it's all included. And the leadership track may not be as clearly defined as in the old program. But I think just by coming to class, by doing your project, it's incorporated into your project. Your leadership part is incorporated into your project. So there's no separation between communication or leadership track, and all paths will hone your public speaking skills and your confidence. That just intrinsic of all the projects. If you just do it, your confidence will grow, and then your public speaking skills is also will develop.
So basically it's like an integration,
Yes.
from CCNCL and make it into the curriculum. The projects,
Yeah. I think in the CL, people can cheat also, they just, okay, I just do a little bit as long as I fill it out, right? But there's no real quality to it, and you just do it, right? But here, you will develop. And I think it's a great, beautiful system. I love it. I love it so much.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
So much better than the old system. So much advanced. So much details. Like mentoring. So many things about the 4 steps. In the old system, there's nothing at all. It's just 1 page, maybe 2 pages.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're supposed to help your mentee on 3 pages, 3 speeches. That's all.
Because they're not supposed to be dependent on you. They need to grow and they need to develop on their own. And there's so many other things to mentor on. And I would like actually to address the older members who are probably not interested in pathways or liking pathways. Farlan?
Right now we have 3 members who are still haven't enrolled pathways. Out of 22, 3 are still not enrolling yet.
Yeah. So maybe what you could do is talk to them about pathways, right? Because it's so interesting, and they probably think, I'm old. I don't need to learn anything, or I don't need to put effort. I don't want to spend time laboring about it. But the thing is, it's so fascinating. You learn more about yourself. It helps you with interpersonal communication, communicating with others around you, with your kids, with your grandchildren. And then one thing that for me is, like this fact that what keeps you young is when you learn, right? And
Is
that's
that your
what,
secret, Miss?
huh?
Is that
Sorry?
your secret?
Probably. I'm 58.
Joke aside, yeah, just a joke.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's true, and I'd like to promote that. I'd like to promote that. I'd like to advertise that. I feel I'm quite sharp. It's all those learning, those, like you have to learn something new, and I'm also like, I learn a lot about technology because I love it. It makes life easier, make lives more efficient. So I think if people don't want to touch technology, they think, oh, it's too overwhelming, or yeah, they feel like, oh, it's too much. I can't think, and actually, it's just their fear of feeling inadequate. So, but if you just spend a little bit more time, you're gonna find the beauty of it, of being able to do a lot more things when you know technology, right? Yeah, and yeah,
I
use
want to
technology.
ask.
Sorry about.
I want to ask about
Yes.
if I choose elective, can I not select it? So I just want to see what is in the elective, in the project, in the pathway, because there's many elective, right?
Yeah, you could launch, but don't do the assessment.
Don't do
Remember,
the
there's an
assessment.
assessment, like like before and after assessments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just look at it. Yeah, just look at it, and I I can probably also send you this. This is actually one catalog,
Mm, okay.
right? And it's on the. I think if you click on it, it will open up. This is a PDF, right? If you click on the electives, it will open up and tell you
Oh, okay.
exactly what that is.
Yeah, because I'm afraid to open something. So yeah, just
Yeah.
I afraid I think
Oh,
and I cannot read under that because yeah.
if you do the after assessment, then you would be required to complete it. But still, if you don't launch the activate path completion, then it's not going to be completed, right? Yeah. So look it up. Yeah, I think this one actually explain about every single project, like a little bit like this, right? Project description. So there's a page for every single one of this electives and or any project, I believe. Right? Okay.
Question, please.
Yes.
Do we choose the elective, or we can consult to our mentor which elective we can choose that suits us well gitu?
Yeah, depending on whether you respect your mentor or not. If your mentor is experienced and you feel like they know, or just, ask for their opinion. And if it makes sense to you, then do it. Or if not, then, do something else. I was just like looking, oh, this is interesting. I haven't done it. I want to know. Actually, I downloaded all of this and print them. So I have a big stack of all the electives, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5.
So like a librarian, yeah.
Yeah.
You have the complete resources. Wow.
So this is some of them. So,
Wow.
right? So I put everything, I print them, and then see, right? So I can look, and sometimes, you also could, like you have something to do for your work, right? And you're not doing that project yet, but you can look at it. You know, whether it's PR strategy or let's say interview. Right? There's one. There's about interviewing. So yeah, or you want to create a blog. So you just look at it. Question and answer session. You've been asked to be a host, right, Robin? Robin is an online host.
Yep, that's
So
right.
those are many things that you can just like pick and say, okay, how do I do that?
You can claim your podcast as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Claim
Yes,
your
I have.
podcast.
Yes,
No,
I have claimed.
yeah, because he's doing podcasts, so
Yes.
he can do that in the
Oh, yeah,
project
yeah.
as
Claim
well.
that as a
Yeah.
project. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also just now about claiming, every club can claim their free Toast host. So free website from Toastmasters. If you guys have looked at Magical-Bali Toastmastersclubs.org, that is a website that we got from Toastmasters. Then you can customize it for your own club. It's quite interesting. Elias, are you interested? Yeah, you go
Miranda,
to, yes?
can I ask you something?
By the way, if you're interested, Elios, that's part of the resources, brand portal. Yes, Palan, please.
Yeah, I remember we are going to hold a seminar on psychology profiling.
Yeah.
So this has been introduced by one PhD in Malaysia.
Uh-huh.
So they will ask a lot of questions to know your psychology profiling. So whether you're good at this, you're not good at that. Is it the same as the question that you prepare for those who just, join the club?
Okay.
Are you also an analyst?
Maybe I'll just show you. Okay, I'll show you. Maybe it's easier for me to just, what can I do here?
Micro expression, yeah.
No, I use actually the ones that Toastmasters have. Right? Toastmasters has what is called a Toastmasters has like members' interest and members' survey. So I incorporate that into the how do I do this? This is like into the questionnaire. I mean into the application form. So I mesh. I think that's a better word for it. I meshed everything into one. Let's see. One. So view.
Oh, so many creation, yeah.
We have it for events. We have it for table topics. All right. So here, look at oh, I probably shouldn't have done this one. It's easier to look at this one. Just a sec. Yeah, otherwise I have to fill that out. All right, so this is what a member receive when they want to join. All right, and then here we write benefits. This I write like, okay, what I imagine what can a member get when they become a Toastmaster. So yeah, resources in that, and one free educational path, and opportunity to practice public speaking and leadership skills, and receive evaluation or improvements for each project, and then monthly Toastmasters magazine, mentoring and leadership development, and we can claim that because we do that in our club. And then member privileges like meeting fees, special discount for events. So sometimes we do events for public and members pay less or pay none. And then we also pay for subsidize for contest participants if they go to Surabaya or to the district and all that.
Wow, so they are very prepared, yeah. Even though the tertiary, yeah, this the tertiary job, right?
Huh? What? Sorry.
For the budgeting, for the budgeting for the expenses, that's the tertiary job, right? To count the budget for it.
Yeah. So like this.
It's so detailed.
Yeah. So like we have 3 types of membership: new, and then reinstated, and then so if you look at this, let me see. So there's gonna be another one. It tells you your, so reinstated, and also we have another one. This is what we talked about in the membership meeting, Pak Arlan, when with Purwanto and all that. Toastmasters Discovery. So 3 months into Just Creek Club membership, can join at any time. They get 2 speeches with feedback, practice, receiving for the whole 3 months, and they pay 500,000, but they don't join as a member. So like here, if you want to look at our membership here, right? They can look at their table. So like this is how we put it. So people are very clear when they join, how much they have to pay. If they're a new member, or they're reinstated member, or they discovery member. Right. So this is part of our membership.
So details. You make it yourself, Miss?
Yeah.
Wow. Such a dedication.
I want to ask about the discovery one. So it's 3 months, and then so what do you do about it? As in, like, so they just come to experience it?
Yeah, because sometimes people, they don't want to commit to the whole amount, right? And then they're curious, and then maybe sometimes they pay and then they don't show up, which is not good for our club roster. You understand that, right? You know, next
Yeah,
door.
yeah.
Because then it balloons our membership, and then they don't continue. Then we have to have a lot of new members to for the net 5 additional net 5 members to be eligible for the DCP points, right?
Okay.
So we people, yeah, if they're not sure, they're just like, well, I don't know. Okay, maybe you want to join for 3 months, and this is what you're getting if you join for 3 months, and then they're not registered to Toastmasters International yet, but if they decide to join after that 3 months, then there's a certain way to pay for that. Then we can log in, submit all the program, the projects that they've done. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, and then
so they don't have, but they don't have access to pathways, right? Because they are not members. But for us as members, we can access to the first free.
Yeah.
I mean, for all
we just
the
give them a
paths.
PDF. We just give them
Okay.
a PDF, right?
All right.
And then so they get a taste of it, and hopefully you impress them enough that they would want to continue.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So how many members that you get from this Toastmasters Discovery?
None.
None yet.
They already want to join as a member.
Oh, so your first impression is very good, yeah?
Yeah.
I think for Bali, there's a lot of people who come and go. So this is very good for them. Maybe they just stay there for only 3 months.
This was created for more like the Ubud Canggu Club, who has more. Yeah, but we thought at some point, like, okay, maybe we just offer this, and if people are not sure, right? But nobody actually used that. But in the other club, basically UCTCs use the same system as we do, copy the same system, and they already had one person who did that, somebody from Philippines, and want to practice a few speeches and not wanting to commit to become a member or at that time, so they bought this.
So they buy this Discovery. Do they still have to pay the entry fee, like the dinner fee? No. Okay, it's about the same anyway.
Yeah, so all our fees here includes, so if you look at it, this all include joining and membership fees. Membership fees basically includes our meals, our meet. You don't have to pay anything anymore once you pay that.
So basically,
Wow.
it's like
And we
a
do it
mini
already for the whole
spacecraft.
year. We
It's
already do
worth
it
it.
for the
It's
whole
really
year.
worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, so we do it for the whole year. We don't mess around anymore with 6 months. Yeah.
So it's like a mini spacecraft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. It is like a spacecraft, but within the club. Exactly. It is a
Wow.
Incubator ya, like incubator.
yeah. So okay, so now you have that, and I don't know if I can move forward with this. All right, so these are the basics, right? And we always want to know where they live, country of origin, especially for Ubud and Canggu because they have so many foreigners.
Yes, so many foreigners ya there.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay. So, but they used to suffer because they let everybody come in for a month or two. So now they're implementing this 1 year membership as well. So best way to contact, reasons for joining Toastmasters. So we want to know all of this, right?
Basically, it's like a gym member ya. 1 year commitment. You adopt it from gym, right?
I just thought, what do I want to know about the members? All right. So the next one after that, yeah. So now current skill assessments.
Wow, some. So detailed.
This
Yeah.
is even more detailed than Toastmaster itself.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have browsed the Toastmaster org and I didn't get like this explanation. Thanks for the insightful
I'm actually taking it
session.
from the member survey and then new member interest or something like that. A combination of those and maybe a little bit extra. And here I said notes for the club officers about the above. So if you want to say something to your club officer, you can also write it down. Yeah. So actually this doesn't have to be. Yeah. So it's a very the program itself is quite sophisticated. Right. So here you can choose like 11 things. Right.
OMG.
Right. Okay. So there are different things that you can join there. And then your goals. What are your goals? 2 goals you want to accomplish in next 3 months. So we kind of like, I have an idea what we want to do or help with the members, and then 2 goals in the next 4 months. I think I probably, modify the number of months or a little bit of the words. So mentor will help you map out your Toastmaster journey in order to achieve your goals. So that's what a mentor can do. So this is for mentors to look at. And then your interests, what are hobbies? So hobbies so that we know when we have any events or we want to do something, we can ask people who are interested in certain things.
By the way, are we recording this?
Yes, this is in YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So you can have a link for that, right? And then and then here also we ask, how can we improve our club, right? What are the impression? What made impression on you? So we have a 12 choice. So like this, I take from Moments of Truth, right? So, and then people mention so that we know, everybody's saying about that. Okay, we'll have to do something about it. And then would you please tell us why? So that's a little bit more detailed. And what club characteristics you think we can improve on? So here
Wow.
again, they have questions. That's actually the
OMG.
same as the other ones. So if that's not improved, if they're not impressed, then how can we improve on those, right? And then ask them their suggestions also. How can we improve on them?
Sorry, miss, for the interruption. I need to switch my gadget to other gadget because my battery is full low.
Okay.
So I'll be back, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So now, if you look at the membership payment, see, these have choices. So they have 3 choices that they can choose on. So they can click on it, right? And usually the VPM will explain to them about all of this, right? And if they have any question, they can call them. And then we have 2 payment methods. So after they click that first one, now they can click the second one. Are they going to do bank transfer or they can use PayPal with credit card,
I thought PayPal is expensive because you have to pay
So
5%.
We adjusted, Pak. We adjusted.
Oh,
So now you can have a look like, okay, if it's new member, you can have a look at here, right? So there's a logic before that. You're joining us as new member and you want to pay by bank transfer. So now it gives you the option. So if you join in October, you can click on it. Then, you know, so it's a different prices. Yeah, except for the last 3 months. We want to discourage people to join for short term. Right? So they can click already. And now, so if they're reinstated, then they have a different option. The prices are different for them. Right? And then discovery member is only one, so they don't have to choose. So if because they choose bank transfer, now they have to upload their proof of transfer or screenshot. So that's how we don't like go back and forth, you know, like they just have to do this. And then we receive a picture, a screenshot of their payment, right? So that we know, oh, they already paid or they haven't paid. I mean, and then the same thing with the credit card, then it will go automatically, all like that. And then, so we also let them know when the next renewal is going to be. So basically we say next September. Right?
Are there more member paying 1 year or?
Yeah, in Magical-Bali, all our members paid 1 year.
Oh, it's
and so new members pay 1 year. They have no choice. They don't we don't give a choice anymore. Last year we still gave a choice, but this year we don't have any more. So that will show, and then ask them to upload their signature, because if we need to show TI, because TI says in their form there has to be a signature on file. So we collect their signature. If we need to fill out the form and send to TI, then we already have their signature. And then we asked them to upload their picture so that we can introduce them. You know, you saw introduction, right? I mean, Ping was there, nice picture of Ping, and then we have some introduction about him. So that's that. And then there's a little bit more that I can show you from here. So now a few members can already edit this, and well, Danny does, and then I think about 5 people can edit or can check. So here's like what we call sorry, what's happening there? Here, after they join, right? They receive an email, and this email is CC to all the. Oh, it hasn't been changed yet. Yeah, it's CC to the new. What do you call it? To the Exco, and they will receive this special message from us. Oops, where is it? Sorry, there's something wrong about this. Okay, I know where it is. Here, I think it's. Okay, why it's not doing that? So here they would receive this letter when they join. Right, so there's a few books that you can click here. So they can already start with the icebreaker manual, and then they can look at the navigator. And then if you want to get into the WhatsApp group, you can click. And then there's the name of the president, but this is actually the old one. Yeah. So that's, yeah, this is about our membership form.
How many pages are there? It looks like 20 pages.
That is so detailed. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, this is so sophisticated.
That's why for others, I said, just copy this. Just copy. I mean, we could duplicate this very easily. And then here, the only thing that, if I make it for you, the only thing that you have to ask for us is this, where is that? Here. No, sorry, not that. Not that. Sorry, what is that? What did I want to see? Here, 18 submissions. So 18 submissions. This we can export as Excel, right? So Hendra was our latest member. He was there. Yeah. So this is how we know when they joined, and this is like their whole details. But this is in one, like maybe 2 or 3 page of PDF, which you can file a lot easier. Yeah. So that's that. That's a lot to look at. All right. Yeah, I think I can stop sharing, right? I mean, there's nothing else you want to ask. I can stop sharing there. Yeah. Any question? Feel free to make a request.
I have a question about mentorship. You talk about that mentors doesn't have to be like DTM, don't have to be like senior members itself. So, but Pathways here shows that you have to complete at least level 2 so that you can have access to the mentorship program. So what would you say to those, I mean, like for the all, from the traditional program, now they are doing Pathways. So how can we change to be a mentor?
Sorry, I don't understand your last question. They're on the old path, and then how they can change the
As in like now, like a lot of them have switched to the new Pathways. So from the old program, the traditional program, to the new Pathways. But previously they were doing mentorship in a different way, but now it's very like simple, I would say. But the requirement is you have to be until level 2 so that you can have access to the mentorship program. So, but if let's say they want to be mentor, I mean, like, so how would you say we should address that to them?
Yeah, this is I don't know if I call it dilemmatic, but let's say if you have a lot of members, who are on Pathways, who are already like, level 2, level 3, you can basically, okay, guys, start doing the Pathways mentor, right? But if they're not, then what do you do? And they may come like a more senior because they've done the other program, correct? Yeah. To overcome that, the mentoring program, the mentor group is to help with that, among others. And then also to help when the club is fairly new, or you don't have many members who've achieved level 3, or even if you have only level 1, I mean 1 or 2 people, and then you have 10 members who are not there, how are you going to bridge the lack of mentor in that way? And so that's why I do the mentor program or training, so that at least they understand what they have to do. And I share the sheets, because I think that is like pretty basic. So you just start helping wherever you are to start mentoring. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? This is just bridging the gap.
Okay, so basically, because now I don't have a mentor program for my club, so but I want to set up like a mentorship program for everyone, especially for our new members, and then for our old members who are like experienced, but they do not know how to, as in like, if we assign a protege to them, they expect the protege to come to them. So there's not like
Equal.
yeah. So there's no like you say bridging the gap. So I don't know how to do that yet.
Yeah. Well, I think what level are you now, Robin?
I'm on level 5.
Okay. So go into the Pathways Mentor program, download all
Yeah.
of them, and then just train everybody on that.
Oh, just train everybody on that. Okay.
Yeah. So first, like, I mean, the introduction to mentoring, everybody will do that. But level, like prepare to mentor, mentoring, and advanced mentoring, you can give that as a training, and that's what I did. I've done it twice,
Okay.
and so many members are not even looking at that for some reason. I was talking to Donna the other day, and yeah, said like, "Oh yeah, we have mentors." I said, "No, no. Do you know what Pathways Mentor program is?" She realized she didn't have that, and she said, "Well, maybe we should do a program, you know, to do that." And I'm actually probably happy to do that, another one, and then really improve on the last two that we did, and then to really prepare people who were able to do that training to train other mentors in the Pathways Mentor program.
Okay. So should I if I do a training, should I open it for everyone or just I select a certain people?
Well, I would say open to everyone, right? Because they learn not just to mentor others, but also they learn mentoring. They learn being mentored, and then especially because I do it like in pairs. I don't know if you want to do it like that. They learn, and some people never had mentors for some people, some way, right? And then so they learn to be mentored as they learn to mentor others by that
Okay.
TikTok thing. Yeah. You learn by doing kind of thing. Hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to do that. If you want, I can help you with the first one, and we just let everybody know who wants to do it because it's unlimited. Just get everybody to pair up.
Okay.
Or
That's
you
good.
can, I mean, I can advise you on that. So I don't have to
Well,
do
this is our
Yeah.
problem. We have shared this meeting 4 days, yeah, maybe 2 or 3 days before, and only maybe me and Pak Hendra as our new member to join this meeting. Maybe that's the commitment that we need for our existing members.
Yeah. What kind of commitment to come to meetings like this, you mean?
Yeah, this is a very great session for us, yeah, new member. But some of them didn't join this meeting. Uh, it's like wow, so sad, yeah. They missed this great opportunity, even though they can listen, yeah, to the recording, yeah, after this. But the experience is different, yeah. If
Yeah.
you focus on this meeting and you only read or you only watch the video, that's
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
The learning process.
I think people don't really know what to expect from this, and they just thought, oh, I already know pathways. But what I'm giving you is what is not straight away there. It's not just about how to choose your path and how to do pathways. And so people don't have a clear um, concept or view what this is going to be about. And I also didn't know how far we're going to go with this. I just thought, okay, with these questions, this is how I'm going to answer this, right? But now you know, right? So now you know, and if you ever want to do this, I'm happy to do it again and maybe ask questions, and maybe now you know how to tell people what this is about. I think the invitation that we sent was maybe a bit general and not specific, and yeah.
Well,
That
that's my that's my first ini ya apa creation to make the invitation because I don't know what will be discussed.
exactly,
So
yeah,
me myself don't know what will be going to discuss. So I cannot make that. That's why I asked
yeah.
Mr. Alan what will we
So
discuss, uh what will benefit them to join this meeting because there are so many agenda that they can attend in the same time.
right, yeah, that's timing also is a problem. Yeah, like well, I'm always about improving and expanding from what we do, and then how do we do it more, or do it better, and now we have a better idea, because I've never done a session like this just answering questions. I've done, quite a few explaining about pathways, but not the strategies and what do we do with it, right? So now we have this is not something that usually people learn from the pathways training, so to speak.
So basically, you ask, you get. You don't ask, you don't get anything.
Yes. And you give me questions. So I work with those questions, right? Okay.
Okay,
I
thank you
think,
very much.
yeah.
This is really an eye-opening, and I think we have to learn a lot. We need to catch up a lot, because to be honest, our class is either full of young members. Out of 22, we have maybe 12 young members, or more than 12, maybe 14 young members.
Uh-huh.
And they're just joined the club for 2 or 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest are either old and they just rejoin the clubs after maybe a long time, and they are not so used to this pathway system.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So nothing in between, it's just 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So
Well,
difficult.
the way I hear it, but like the young people, they probably won't have any problem with the technology, but without an in-depth explanation about pathways, they just may take it like an online course, right?
Yeah.
With practice. But there's so much more depth to that, the substance, and then the interest for lifelong learning and developing yourself. I think this has to be mentioned, or you know made aware of, so that people see, just not just completing paths and not just rushing, so that I do that, okay, I'll do the next one, but like looking at it from a big picture. And then for the older people, I think I would say, if you don't know it, then you won't love it. Tak kenal maka tak sayang. And I was hoping that I would have more of this, because I would love to address them and motivate them, and make them see, inspire them, why pathways is so valuable, and it's not just about, well, I don't need to learn because I'm already old, I don't want to bother with that, but there's so much more to that. And yeah, wouldn't you want to be able to be current, to be able to talk to the young
Maybe,
people, to your children, to your grandchildren? Wouldn't that
maybe
be?
with this COVID-19, it will force them to learn more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I find that. I mean, we all learn so much more now. So yeah, I think if I get the chance to speak with them, and help them see, persuade them, they could be very excited, because like, I mean, one thing about getting old is, like, nothing is too exciting anymore, right? They think it's like they're waiting for their death, or just like there's nothing more to do. But if you can see that, then we can, see there's something that is fun. You get to meet people, but also you're learning something that you can share with others, because in the bottom of things, like, being able to contribute or to give meaning to other people's life is one of our most basic needs. It makes us happy if we can help others, we can contribute, and with pathways, you learn all these different things, and then you can teach others and help others, teach others what you learn, but also teach others about, yeah, many things that you learn in pathways, or how to do pathways. I think it's a very rewarding experience. Yeah, I mean, I'm a member for 12 years, and I never think that I am just giving back. because I'm learning just as much, I'm getting just as much, and giving back is just yeah, when you learn something, you know, naturally you would want to share, right? Share what you know, and especially if it's useful for you, then you want others to experience that benefits, and then it inspires me to learn more so that I can share more.
Miss, I want to compliment your system. It represent your club name, magical. It's magical. Very
It's
interesting.
really
Very,
magical.
yeah. We have magical experience. This session is very insightful for me. I'm as a teacher, I'm grateful to run this curriculum from you.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, well, that makes all this worthwhile for me to do. That it's useful, that you know you learn something new, and yeah, you it will help you to teach others, or to share all this with others. I would
It's
like to do
very
the mentoring. Maybe we'll do a mentor group one more time, and now that you know, and you know, some people already know about it, and they can, yeah, encourage others to join. Then so hopefully we can grow the pool of mentors, and if we go continue with COVID-19, that it doesn't matter what locality or geography you're from, you're just going to be good mentors. And when you learn to become mentors, you also increase or in the upgrade your skills, your understandings, your knowledge. It's a wonderful thing.
I want to ask something.
Yeah.
How's your club chatting room looks like? Our club chatting room is look like a dead a graveyard.
no.
I mean, nobody respond to our decision. So
No. I think our chat is also active, but with all the nonsense.
Yeah, I think our chat room is not to nonsense things, right? Then it's quite useful. You know, it's there's nothing like silly or just like we congratulate each other. Um, yeah, we celebrate things, but we don't post things that are not related to Toastmasters. Really, not
ah,
even personal. We don't
Pak
even
Alan, certain about this, Pak. I have
What?
faith in you.
we
Sorry?
don't do like personal advertisements, you know,
Ah,
we don't do that. I mean yeah, in the beginning it was like all over the place, but then we said, okay, this is how we're going to do it. Only things that matter, because we all are in many groups, right? And then and if a person is not related to what you're saying, it's just like, you know, it makes them not want to be in that group. So we want to kind of like limit that to things that really matter. And if you want to promote your things, you do it with broadcast list, but you don't put
But
it in.
sometimes people, congratulate too much, overwhelmingly, and then you have to scroll to find, what's the one that you're looking for. There's so many, congratulations, maybe 50 congratulations.
Yeah,
You get
I don't know.
lost.
I think in our group it's not too bad. Yeah, then I mean, if there's something, then maybe about 10, 12, and then it's done. We don't
Probably
continue.
just 10 of people congratulate because yeah, I think it's already enough. I don't know what they
Yeah,
done.
some do and some don't. Nobody will remember who congratulated you, right? So, but sometimes we have to say, and I used to be like the police. I said, okay, only post this kind, don't post the personal, don't post the advertisement, and eventually people know that, and then we make the club very tight. Only we have a group for just active members. Okay, Subchan, it's okay. Yeah, if you need to go. I know we went way over time. We said 1 hour and a half. It is going to 2 hours and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
sorry.
but I think, yeah.
Sorry,
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen, I have to leave because it's almost Maghrib. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, no
Thank you.
problem.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
thank
very
you for
much. Thank
staying
you.
over an hour over
You
already.
perhaps
I hope it's been useful for you, Chan, and I'm so glad you come and join.
Yeah, my like question is how to hack this chat room to make each other to interact more and interest to our topic discussion or discussion topic.
I don't know. Danny, you
How
want to
to
answer that?
trigger. Yeah, maybe you can help us, give us some insights.
Don't know because it's already like that when I joined, so I don't know how it will be like that. Yeah, but probably if people doesn't post about the Toastmaster, you can remind them.
Yeah.
Or I think by
I think
PM them. I think
Yeah. So remind them, let them know, like gently remind them, or sometimes even as a group, just say, well, just reminding you all the purpose of this group is for this or that. And we always say, like we want to respect, like everybody's privacy or I guess what inner peace. So you don't hear so many things because it bothers you, right? I mean, so we do that. I had to say it quite a few times, but now I don't. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So I will send you, Parlan, the materials
Please
or
do.
okay. Thank you.
the
Thank
PDF.
you very, very much.
Yeah.
We
And let me
appreciate it.
know if
It's
you would
really,
like to.
really helpful.
Thank
Yeah, I
you.
would like to have it as well, if possible.
Okay. Okay. So who are here? There's Hendra.
Okay.
I think most people are
Yeah,
gone
we have
already.
Andra, our new member,
Mm-hmm.
Theo.
Okay. All right.
Pak
Yeah.
Supang
And
just left.
okay.
Penny just already left.
Yeah. All right. So let me just say goodbye here for the YouTube, and then I'll come back. Maybe it's gonna be recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. Well, thank you everybody. Really, really appreciate your presence, and I love the questions, and I always love to do this. So
We really
available.
appreciate your sharing your insights.
Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing.
yeah, thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Miranda, for sharing.
You're welcome.
I don't
Thank
know
you.
the strategy also, so yeah, I just
Yeah, I'm so glad you come, Danny. So even people from my club doesn't come. Anyway, I'm gonna stop the live, and then we can continue chatting a little bit more. Oops, what is the name of the? I'm gonna send you the link first. Is it still there? Where is it? Oh, here it is.
The link of this YouTube.
Yeah, it probably needs to be edited a little bit. I don't know if anybody wants to edit it, but
Oh, not me.
so otherwise we can make it unlisted and just only for people.
Yes, yes, yes.
But I think the information, some of them are really good, but then there's something a little bit, that needs to be taken out, I think. Yeah, so that's the YouTube link. I like to do it better. And I mean, actually, Danny, I also want to remind you, let's just do the YouTube. I'll give you the credentials for the Magical-Bali TV, and just make a list, make a link to YouTube rather than recording.
oh
Right?
okay. So
And then
for
people can
our next
download and
meeting,
take what they want, and so it's out of our hands and of our mind, and just make it unlisted. So only for
yeah,
people who have the yeah. So I'll give you the credentials for the the
the
channel
live,
that
yes,
you
okay.
can use. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm very happy, really, really happy to have shared this, because I think we work very hard to get to where we are with Magical-Bali, always improving, and it gives a sense of what I notice is members are proud to be Magical-Bali members. So, and then they want to do things on their. I mean, like they want to contribute, and I think when prospects come to the club, they also feel that this club is very together. We work. Yeah, we work almost like a corporation.
So what
It
do
is
you think
still
about
live on or it's already off the live?
Off.
I think No, the live is still on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the live.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I asked because I think we talk about
Yeah.
other things.
Oh, so